Obviously, this is not exactly square or level. I don't think the kids are going to care, and I know the plants will not. I'm just getting some rough marks here. Now, if you aren't tilling the place and you want to use an existing place without ruining all of your grass, you can actually just dig trenches in your circle and leave that space for your hole, and then plant just where you've dug out the trenches. So that's a great way to do it in an existing lawn without going through all the seeding with the clover that I did. I've got about 16 feet across, so I'll find a rough center line there at 8 feet, and I will put that as about the middle of my circle. Keeping in mind that this is just for a point of reference. The middle of the circle here is just so I know where the middle of the actual clover circle inside the sunflowers will be. The sunflowers will be starting planted out about 4 feet and 4 feet from this spot. So what I've got here is a roughed out circle of, I actually did it 5 feet from the center, roughly. Roughed out, again, we're gonna leave pathways in the middle to make the maze and the entry. So I'm going to round this out, and then I'll kind of erase those pathways. I've got the path here. So just complete this circle, and then because it's dirt, I can always get rid of it. Again, I'm just roughing out, trying to find the top and bottom entrance. Good. got everything roughed out. What I'm doing now is I'm going in between those hatch marks and just scraping away the paint to the entrances. And this gives us a rough outline. So what I've got here is my 10-foot circle. I have a pathway here, 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 and here. And what we'll have now is these kind of rounded off rectangular shapes where I'll start planting sunflower rows. Just to walk you through this, give you a little more idea than what the stationary camera could show you. Here's the path. Center here, this circle, will be clover, be an area for the kids to come in, sit down, rest, chill out, maybe read a book. I imagine they'll mostly just chase each other around and hide a bit in here. That's fine, it's all for fun. And then again, we've got the paths leading out on each point and kind of across. And this might show you a little bit better what I'm talking about, the shape. And what I'm going to do now is start creating rows in arcs following this rough. The innermost rows are going to be the tallest sunflowers so that those form walls when you're actually inside the circle. And then from there, I'll work out, I'll probably do 2 rows with some really pretty closely planted tall sunflowers, and then go step down with a couple of those shorter ones, and that will be more for decoration than anything else. And here, nothing fancy, I'm just starting inside my paint line with my sunflower row. You want to plant them about 2 inches deep. Spacing, like I said, I'm planting a little closer than you maybe normally would with sunflowers, so I can create some privacy and some density in there. If this is proving to be too thick later on, I'll just come back in and I can snip them off while they're young and create whatever thinning space we need. I also want them a little close because I don't want to deal with a lot of weeds in here. I have no intention of really coming in here and spending tons of time weeding. You know, if some weeds come up under these sunflowers, they're not going to be that noticeable. If they do get to be noticeable, sure, I'll come in and maybe clip some out with some clippers. But mostly I'm just going to let this kind of do its thing. The sunflowers will shade out most of the weeds. It's no big deal. You know, obviously the focal point of the sunflowers is up high, and we'll be good there. Again, just making these rows in kind of concentric part circles. I won't say they're semicircles because they're not really half. And I'm going to go do this along the whole area until I'm all done. Now I've got all the seeds spread. I'm just going to come back with the hoe, pull it over, tamp things down a little bit, and then that's it. We're seeded. So this is really a fun little project, kind of a nice, something a little different from the norm of what you're doing in your garden, but you know, lets us have a little creativity and fun with it. I'm really looking forward to this being something fun for the kids. And again, this is an excellent project to do with kids, for kids. Now we are not expecting rain for several days here, so when I'm done, I probably am going to sprinkle a little bit more of the clover over just to make sure I've got the pathways good and the in-betweens. And then I am going to put a sprinkler on this so that this can get a jump start. I want the sunflowers and the clover to get the jump start and not any weed seed that I might have tilled up in this process. Again, beauty of this, I'm not too awfully worried about the weeds because what's in between the sunflowers isn't really going to show. And the pathways I've left wide enough to be able to come in and mow with my push mower. One other thing I wanted to mention, one of the other reasons to kind of overseed and sow more thickly than you might normally do with sunflowers is because I do have quite a bit of birds. I let the birds live. I welcome them into my garden because they really help with insect control, but some of them are pretty good at digging up your shoots and seeds too. So when I overseed, kind of gives enough for all of us to share. Hopefully they won't go digging it up, but just in case, if they do, I'll still have plenty of seed in the ground. And that's it for this first corner, all planted, ready to move on. I'm going to go do the rest, and again I'm going to put the sprinkler on it to give this all a jump start, and hopefully within a week we'll start seeing some shoots coming up and we'll go from there.